Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ogden. My name is Dylan Zwick, and I'm glad to be leading worship today. This is the third Sunday of the month, and for our third Sunday, the theme is, Who are we called to be in these times? And we're usually joined by a guest minister. Today, we are excited and honored to welcome Reverend J. Sylvan to our service, who is joining us here in person. Thank you all for joining us here today. We're so glad you're here in this community that strives to be loving, inclusive, and compassionate. One way to connect with this community is to let us know you're here. If you're a newcomer, welcome. We're so glad you're joining us here today. We encourage you to fill out a newcomer card in the pews and put it in the offering basket when it comes by later. And please stay and chat with us after the service. If you have been a long-time member of the congregation, we encourage you to wear your name tag. This helps everyone feel more connected and helps our newcomers get to know you more easily. If you haven't already, please put your phones on silent, and please remember, there are 2 exits from this room and 2 exits from the building in each direction. We are so glad each and every one of you is here today. Welcome. Now please join me in saying the chalice lighting words in your order of service. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and for the energy of action. We are excited and honored to welcome Reverend J. Sylvan as our guest today. For some of you, they may be a familiar face if you joined SLCUU remotely, or even better in person, when we do so on the first Sunday of the month. Reverend J is the senior minister of First Unitarian Church of Salt Lake City. They were a ministry fellow at Harvard Divinity School from 2017 to 2020, and are the creator and writer of Beloved King, a queer Bible musical. They live in Sandy with their wife, son, and dachshund. Thank you, Reverend J, for joining us in person this morning, and I'd like to welcome you to our pulpit.
Good morning. So I want to go off script a little bit because I know we want to start with a reading, but I actually think the reading is going to work better if I stick it in the middle of my sermon. So that's how we're going to do it. Is that all right? Excellent. So the title of my sermon is Pay Attention. Pay attention. Because, what is that noise, by the way? Is that part of the other church? It's the H. Okay, you know what it sounds like to me? Like monks. Do you hear it? Oh. All right, well, let's channel that energy. Okay, so I have heard, and this is actually a perfect segue into what we're talking about today, that we are living in an attention economy. Has anyone heard that? What does that mean? What do you think it means? Anyone? Yes.
Lots of spam calls, one after another.
Oh my gosh. Don't get me started. Spam calls. Yes.
Doing things automatically, not thinking about what you're doing or what people are saying.
Absolutely. Just autopilot. Yeah.
The F-35's going over my house again and again.
Oh, okay. The planes. Absolutely. Yes.
Means the scarce resource that everybody is paying for.
Oof. Your attention. That's scary, isn't it? That's scary to me. I think Dylan also, but I am an elder millennial, which means that I remember the world before the internet was widespread. I think some of you do as well. My frontal lobe was fully developed before the iPhone was invented. But if I am honest, even before that, attention has always been a bit of a struggle for me. For instance, when I hear monk HVAC systems, sometimes it's hard to keep my eye on the ball, as they say. But at least that's the way I was told to understand it, that attention was always a struggle for me. You see, when I was a kid, I was called spacey. Anyone ever called spacey? I was frequently distracted in class. I would be staring out the window, thinking about God and time and the eventual swallowing of the earth by the sun and human consciousness when I was supposed to be watching the teacher demonstrate fractions, or learning to draw anime-style fantasy characters in my sketchbook while society wanted me to memorize algebraic formulas. Or maybe I was surreptitiously teaching myself Japanese while someone was yammering on about sines and cosines. I wasn't a very strong math student, in case that wasn't clear. And I have maybe had attention deficit disorder. The internet sure thinks I did, but who can say? But also, why was what I was paying attention to, that is, learning a language I loved, practicing an art form, or contemplating the awesome wonder of our existence, why was that less legitimate or proper or acceptable than following a single specifically laid out curriculum of mathematics instruction? Amen. Wait, you're supposed to say that to me. Amen. Amen. Yes. I do actually like math. I just didn't like math class. Why is paying attention the right way always defined as concentrated time focused exclusively on some proscribed, productive, often tedious task? When I think about it, the type of distraction that is inherent to my particular personhood, the one that wanders off in wonder and curiosity, that is not the type of distraction I think we're usually talking about when we bemoan that so many of us feel more distracted than ever. Am I right? We're usually talking about, I don't have one with me, but the evil rectangle, that one, right there. Well, mostly that. But it's not just that, it's everything. It's how we always have access to work emails. It's how, if I want to, I can buy a washing machine while I'm stopped at a red light. It's how, according to the University of Southern California, the modern American is exposed to between 4,000 and 10,000 ads per day. It's how the phrase second screen is a thing now. And most of us do it most days. It's how we all have a literally endless roll of bad news that we can access 24/7. It's how I rarely force myself to fold laundry without watching a video in the background. It's how sometimes it takes me minutes and minutes to find a long video I want to watch in the background. And instead, I wind up watching 20 minutes of shorts and then the laundry doesn't even get folded. It's how I pick up my phone to check the weather or the time, and suddenly I'm in some app scrolling. How long has it been? Oh, it's dinner time. So my 5-year-old notices this. And he even started calling me and my wife out on it in an adorably poignant 5-year-old way. When I trail off into my phone in his presence, he'll say, "Mommy, are you getting extracted?" When I wander off on a simple fetch quest and don't come back to him in a reasonable amount of time, he calls out, "Mommy, did you get extracted by your phone?" Yes, I did. From the mouth of babes. Because I don't think that distraction is the enemy. Distraction is me wandering off task to wonder at the intricacy of space-time or perfect the 1,000 highlights of the anime eye. Extraction is the enemy. specifically the intentional and dubiously consensual extraction of our attention by the unholy throuple of technocracy, consumerism, and surveillance. In fact, what we commonly mean when we talk about our attention is not some natural constant. No, it's not something that is immutable. Our modern understanding of attention as a singular linear focus on some societally approved productive endeavor is a construct. And wouldn't you know it, it was constructed concomitantly with, say it with me, capitalism. Capitalism.
Ruins everything.
Ruins, well, I think there can be good capitalism. I don't think that's what we're doing. Oh, we can argue about it later.
So.
No, we can argue about it later. No, it's okay. No, if we were in the synagogue, we could have this exchange right now, but we're in the UU church, so we got to wait, but we'll talk about it afterwards. In fact, what we commonly mean when we talk about, oh, wait, no, I already did that part. And specifically, I'm not just talking about any capitalism, I'm talking about industrial capitalism. You see, it is against the backdrop of this ever-changing, imposed psychic chaos of industrial capitalism that our modern understanding of attention and simultaneously that it is deficient comes into focus. We didn't have that idea before. Here's a really long academic quote. Who's excited? Yes, love this guy. This is from Suspensions of Perception, Attention, Spectacle, and Modern Culture by Jonathan Crary. This is from 1999, so pre-smartphone. He wrote, "It is in the late 19th century, within the human sciences, and particularly the nascent field of scientific psychology, that the problem of attention becomes a fundamental issue. It was a problem whose centrality was directly related to the emergence of a social, urban, psychic, and industrial field increasingly saturated with sensory input. Inattention, especially within the context of new forms of large-scale industrialized production, began to be treated as a danger and serious problem, even though it was often the very modernized arrangements of labor that produced inattention. One crucial aspect of modernity is an ongoing crisis of attentiveness, in which the changing configurations of capitalism continually push attention and distraction to new limits and thresholds. With an endless sequence of new products, sources of stimulation, and streams of information, and then respond with new methods of managing and regulating perception. Attention thus became an imprecise way of designating the relative capacity of a subject to selectively isolate certain contents of a sensory field at the expense of others in the interest of maintaining an orderly and productive world." But friends, there are other ways of thinking about attention and other ways of attending. Like our first reading, which is considerably, oh wait, we didn't do the first reading. Like the first reading that I'm going to read right now, which is considerably older. It is from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. He wrote, "Yoga is the stilling of the changing states of the mind. When that is accomplished, the seer abides in its own true nature. The states of mind are stilled by practice and dispassion. Higher than renunciation is indifference to the fundamental tendencies of nature. This stems from perception of the soul. Dispassion is the controlled consciousness of one who is without craving for sense objects. Meditative union consists of the consecutive mental stages of absorption with physical awareness, absorption with subtle awareness, absorption with bliss, and absorption with the sense of I-ness." And I will admit, if you cherry pick bits of this, some of it could probably fit into a modern self-help attention seminar. But when I hear people talk about the attention they're chasing these days, I rarely hear mention of perception of the soul. I rarely hear mention of absorption with bliss or absorption with the sense of I-ness. And in my experience with meditation and yoga, it's not that we meditate to turn off the mind. The focus on the breath or on the mantra is not the same as the focus on creating the spreadsheet before the deadline. One focuses on the breath in meditation precisely to allow awareness to open up, so that one can fully perceive what arises. Sensations, thoughts, so that one can actually be aware of one's relationship to them. Not to pay attention in the way we think of it, that is to selectively tune out the noise in order to optimize productivity. In fact, the English idiom pay attention is, of course, a modern one. It was first used in the 17th century. And now it wasn't necessarily used as completely transactional as we might think of paying now, but it was used in terms of giving something its due, such as other constructs like pay respect or pay homage. However, the fact that we now, in our post-late stage capitalism, techno-feudalist dystopia, we can argue later, both pay attention and spend time, and we rarely find other ways to express these concepts, well, I think that's probably fine. Okay, one more quote. This is from Crary again. The problem of attention was elaborated within an emergent economic system that demanded attentiveness of a subject in a wide range of new productive and spectacular tasks, but whose internal movement was continually eroding the basis of any disciplinary attentiveness. Part of the cultural logic of capitalism demands that we accept as natural switching our attention rapidly from one thing to another. Capital, as accelerated exchange and circulation, necessarily produced this kind of human perceptual adaptivity and became a regime of reciprocal attention and attentiveness and distraction. In other words, we have all been getting extracted for quite some time. So when looked at like this, our current moment looks less novel. The so-called attention economy looks less like a new thing and more like one more step in the same old extraction economy that we've been fracking for the past couple hundred years or so. But it doesn't have to be this way. Over the years, I have learned to trust my own attention more. Not my extracted attention, but the attention that still tends to go off on existential deep dives and special interest rabbit holes, even if it makes me miss a turn or a deadline here and there. But it can't just be an individual effort, my friends. If we don't want to get extracted, we need to consciously create other ecosystems of attention and awareness. What does that look like, you might ask? Well, that's for you, that's the plural you, to find out, to discover together. You and your groups, you and your family, you and your friends, you and your church community. Collectively, we can create havens from this narrow, extractive model of attention that surrounds us. Like what we are doing here. This is an important act of resistance to this specific extraction economy. We are here, we are present. If you're on Zoom, you're still present, you're still in time with us. And we are creating a moment and a reality together. But cultivating awareness and different ways of attending can look like many things. It can look like birding, or skiing, or gardening, or yoga, or meditation. Who else has one? Painting. Woodworking. Knitting. Amen. Embroidery. In a world that wants us and do you do like knitting groups, knitting circles? Did you know, this is wild, did you know that the first time Frederick Douglass delivered his what to the slaves the 4th of July speech was to a knitting group. I know. This is what I'm saying. Any collection of like-minded people is a radical act. In a world that wants us isolated and extracted, being together in time and space, co-creating this moment through our attention is a sacred, magical act. I encourage you to extend this magical creation into, you have coffee hour, right? Into coffee hour. Explore what moments of connection and co-creation you make. See where your attention leads you. What do you notice when you're not focused on a goal? How much can you perceive when you're not strictly paying attention? And throughout the week, if you notice yourself being pulled away or depleted, if you cannot access any bit of absorption with bliss, absorption with I-ness, ask yourself, am I getting extracted? If the answer is yes, or even maybe, take a few breaths. Notice the space and the beings around you, and see what moment you can open up to and help create. May it be so.
Thank you, Reverend Jay. I did appreciate the term elder millennial. I like it better than the one that I heard a while ago, geriatric millennial. We continue our collective prayer and opportunity. Oh, we do not. To be continued, our collective prayer. We have a song.
You were extracting.
This next hymn, this is in the teal-colored hymnal. It's hymn number 1009. It's called Meditation on Breathing. Again, that's the teal hymnal, 1009. Meditation on Breathing. I'll give you a second to get there. This is in a similar format to the first one we sang. So if you take a look at your page, you'll see that there are 3 parts. The top one is labeled melody, and then the second one down is labeled descant, and then drone. So we'll sing the drone through twice, then we'll add the melody twice, and then the descant twice. So it builds, and then we'll gradually take away the descant, take away the melody until we're all just singing, breathe in, breathe out again.
We now continue our collective prayer by coming forward to engage in our weekly ritual that helps us to collectively hold the challenges and joys of being human. As you light a candle, let it hold your hopes, memories, and gratitudes for this beautiful, complicated world and for our lives. And as you drop a stone in our sacred gathering waters, may it be an opportunity to imagine these burdens and quests for forgiveness held in a community that will let the stone land with care and intention. Please come forward. Our offering is a practice of gratitude for this community filled with care and courage, love and resistance. We commit to keeping this community resourced for the ministries ahead, both in our walls and beyond. The offering we collect each week supports us in being the community that can best respond to the needs of these times. As we collect our offering today, we remember our interconnectedness and interdependence. And we generously offer our care with hopes to support all through these times. Please rise, embody your voice, and facing the center aisle, sing together the offering song printed in your order of service.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, this we live.
Your abundant generosity is part of modeling care and love. Thank you. All right. So I think we have a few announcements today. So first off, Ashley, do you want to say something about the upcoming UU 101 series?
I do.
All righty. Come on up. Come
I
on down.
What a coincidence. It's so strange how that happens.
Hi all. I am putting together a UU 101 course that I'm really excited about. It's going to be great for newcomers or people who haven't been around very long, but also for those of you who have been around a while who might want to brush up on what you remember about UU and also contemplate your current spiritual path. It's going to be 4 sessions. I think it's on a Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah. It will be a meeting here in this room. It will be in person. There will be snacks. And if you want more information, you can get a hold of me at outreach@uuco.org. Okay?
You.
Excited.
Yeah, I think that's an announcement as well.
Thank you.
Our next Good Trouble service will be the 13th of September, and we have this wonderful group joining us called Do Good Today. I only recently learned about them, but they've been quietly working in this community for a number of years. As a family started it and grew it into a nonprofit, and what they do is they collect gently used and new household goods to help families who are coming out of homelessness. And they just surpassed their 1,000th family that they've helped. So it is so impressive. They will be here next month, and we decided that we would help them by providing a drive for what is most needed. So I actually saw them yesterday, and they said they need toiletries. So sample size, full size is best. All the kinds of things you use at home, shampoo, conditioner, of course, hairbrushes and combs, deodorant, baby powder, body wash, soap, all those kinds of things, shaving cream, shavers. I mean, keep thinking, toothbrushes, toothpaste, there's so much. So when you're out shopping, you pick up a few extra items, that would be great. And we will be collecting them back here on the 13th when they come to us, so that we don't have, they'll just take them away with them. That would be great. And we'll have that in the newsletter, and we'll continue an announcement until that date. Second thing is my art show at the Ogden Valley Library continues to the end of this month, so 2 more weeks. And 100% of my proceeds will benefit the ACLU Foundation of Utah. So if you want to take a nice drive up to the valley, the library is not open on Sunday, but it's open Monday through Saturday. And so please take a look and maybe buy something. That would be lovely. Thank you.
I don't remember whether I mentioned this to you or not, but my exhibition, I'm Roofless, Not Homeless, has been put in the front of the queue to be considered for exhibition at the National Women's National Museum of Art in Washington, D.C. So I want to thank you all for your support, not only with moolah, but with emotional support.
So I just want to put out an open invitation for any singers out there who want to come participate with the choir. We have an exciting event coming up on the Interfaith Concert, which will be October 11th at 7 o'clock. That's a Sunday, and it'll be in the historic St. Joseph's Catholic Church. And so we've been invited to go sing a couple pieces there. And so, yeah, you're welcome to come sing with the choir. We sing on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Sundays, and you're welcome to come any time when you can make it to the 8:45 rehearsal before the service. You're welcome to join at any time. But yeah, so just talk to me after if you'd like to come sing with us. Thank you.
We need you up here.
Any other announcements? Oh, closing hymn.
Well done.
This is in your gray hymnal, hymn number 53. I walk the unfrequented road. We're going to sing just the first 3 verses. Again, that's gray hymnal number 53.
As our service comes to an end, please join me in saying the chalice extinguishing words in your order of service. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, nor the energy of action.
May all beings be well. May all beings be content. May our actions be bonded to our deepest values. May we treat others as we would be treated. May we move through each day with compassion towards ourselves, our friends, and our enemies. May each breath bring us closer to our truest selves and to those we love. Amen.
As we leave this friendly place, loving light to every face, may the kindness that we learn light our hearts till we return. As we leave this friendly place, loving light to every face, may the kindness which we